Chapter 4 Thor.
Urvi school has organized a trip to a national park.
What national park?
I don't know, Sammy. Have you been to one?
No, Mike, I have never been. But I'm curious to know whether the Thor gang is going.
Urvi ran into the classroom. Guys, the list of places for the summer vacation trip has been put on the notice board. Tani jumped up. I'm really excited, Urvi. Let's go and look at the list. A few seconds later, the classroom was empty. The entire class had dashed off to check the list on the notice board. This was the first time a trip had been organized for Class 4. Everyone was yelling and pushing, struggling to get a better view of the notice board. Are the other members of Thor here? Tani asked, trying to see over the heads of the pushing students.
Thor was the name that the best friends Tani, Hina, Urvi and Riddhi had given to their gang of 4.
They were inseparable. Everyone in school knew about their group and their friendship. It's taken me 15 minutes to get through that crowd. The rest of the gang surrounded her so that no one could push her away. Quick, tell us where we are going. We are going to Jim Corbett National Park. Where is Jim Corbett National Park? It is in Uttarakhand. It was named after Edwin James Jim Corbett.
Wow, that's great. This will be our first trip outside Delhi. I can't wait to ask my parents whether I can go.
The next day, each of the members of Thor gave their signed permission slips to their class teacher for the trip. At last the day of the trip arrived. By 7 o'clock in the morning, the whole class was sitting on the bus. The 5 staff members smiled as they listened to the excited chatter of the students.
As soon as the bus started, Riddhi laughed and shouted,
Hooray! We are finally going on our first trip! The journey from Delhi to Uttarakhand took almost 5 hours.
As there were so many places to visit, the first day was spent sightseeing.
They visited the Corbett Jungle Museum, Corbett Waterfall and Kalagarh Dam. Corbett Waterfall, with its backdrop of the lush green forest, was the perfect spot for a picnic.
Everyone enjoyed elephant and camel rides.
However, it was from the second day that the real fun started. The group began its jeep safari. Because of the danger from wild animals, tourists were not allowed to walk inside the park, so jeeps were rented for the trip. The students carried their own rucksacks. The road was rough and dangerous, and the jeeps traveled slowly, leaving a cloud of dust behind them. The enthusiastic were way ahead in the first jeep with the guide. Thor was right at the back in the last jeep with the teacher. It was 7 o'clock in the morning. They had been traveling for almost an hour, and fatigue was setting in.
I'm feeling tired now. We haven't come across a single Bengal tiger,
said Riddhi, looking through her binoculars. I think we'll have to return to the cottage. Oh no! Let's wait just a little while longer.
I'm hungry, but I still think we should wait at least another half an hour.
All right, but then we are going back. 20 minutes later, Hina said, Look, there's a deer near the bushes. Wow, it's so beautiful.
Yes, look at its antlers.
Shh! Keep your voice down.
Just then, a huge tiger came out from the bushes. The tiger roared out loudly and came towards the jeep. Everyone was scared. They clutched each other tightly and didn't say a word. Fortunately, after a few moments, The tiger went back into the bushes. Oh no! I was so scared that I forgot to take a photo. I took one. I'll email it to you.
The driver started the jeep again.
Now, I think it's time to return to the cottage.
The guide suggested putting on his seatbelt. The jeeps made their way back to the cottage in a convoy. Did you see that tiger?
Shouted one of the students climbing down a jeep outside the cottage.
I'm so glad Thor insisted that we wait for an extra half an hour. Yes, it would have been such a shame to miss that.